In 2008, Cloverfield gave us the blueprint for how modern humans process the unthinkable. We film it badly, remember it obsessively, and leave behind a file too corrupted to prove anything except that we tried. Context must be inferred, and by 2026, that feels oddly familiar. We live in a world saturated with updates, takes, breakdowns, deep dives, and yet meaning consistently lags behind. We know what is happening long before we know what it means for us, or whether meaning will arrive at all. Rewatching this now, Cloverfield reads less like a monster movie and more like a case study in what happens when systems collapse faster than meaning can keep up. The film understands something deeply human. Lived experience always outruns interpretation. Reality happens first, and meaning arrives later, if it arrives at all. What this movie does is it refuses to help us make sense of what we're seeing. It drops us into confusion and leaves us there. No context, no answers, just people trying to decide what matters while everything else is falling apart. And that's where it gets honest. In real life, systems fail loudly. Meaning fails quietly. And most people don't realize what mattered until the option to act on it is already gone. This film explores what it feels like to live after systems stop making sense, but before they officially admit failure. And that maps uncannily well onto 2026. So here's the takeaway I want you to hold on to while we watch. Don't wait for clarity to live honestly. If something matters to you, name it while you still can. Say the thing, choose the person, finish the sentence. Meaning doesn't require perfect timing. It just requires presence. That's not a monster movie insight, that's just a human one. Tonight, in Cloverfield, the monster isn't the real point. This movie Sleepover is about memory, legacy, unfinished sentences, and the uncomfortable truth that systems remember events very differently than the people who lived through them. This episode might also be a bit polarizing, and that's okay. I'm not trying to be deep, I'm just trying to be honest. Quick housekeeping before we begin. This is a rewatch, so there will be spoilers. I'm expecting that you've already seen the film and that you're coming for what I have to say. If that's not true, this isn't the video for you. I'm coming at this as both a film student and an indie filmmaker, plus just somebody who's living through the world right now. I'd also love to invite you to Movie Sleepover Live every month on the 30th at 8 p.m. Phoenix time, except February. If Movie Sleepover is an after-hours book club for movies, think of Movie Sleepover Live as the place where you talk, share your insights, and decide what we watch next together. And I would love for you to be there. Oh, and a quick shout out to Fat Papa McGurk on TikTok for their incredible insights into the characters of Good Will Hunting. If you want to be featured on a future episode of Movie Sleepover, go ahead and toss your comments in the pillow pile. I read every single one, and they genuinely make Movie Sleepover so much better. And a quick reminder that if you want your name in the end credits and you want to help Movie Sleepover grow, our community Patreon is officially open. All right, settle in, get cozy, and let's watch Cloverfield. Here we go. Welcome to the sleepover. Okay, I'm about to piss off the people who tell me that I talk too much during my videos, but here we go. I have a lot of thoughts about this opening, this government disclaimer. Now, in 2008, it felt like world building, but in 2026, it feels sort of like foreshadowing. What hits differently now is the implication that survival isn't the only thing at stake. Ownership of the narrative is. And in an era where data outlives people, that's unsettling in a way that it wasn't before. The government disclaimer at the beginning of Cloverfield quietly does most of the film's heavy lifting before we've met a single character. All it is a black screen, essentially, that tells us that what we're about to see was recovered by the government and labeled as evidence after a catastrophic incident. There's no promise of clarity, no assurance of survival, just classification. And that's amazing because it means that the stakes are established before anybody appears on film. So in this sense, the film earns its chaos by anchoring it in credibility first. Multiple sightings, case designate Cloverfield. You'll notice DARPA is name dropped on screen. By invoking a real-world agency that works with Black Ops research and advanced technology, this film places itself inside classified operations, not monster cinema. And the implication of that is pretty chilling, that bureaucracy will survive and outlive the people on this tape. Because DARPA is real, The disclaimer doesn't say this couldn't happen. It says if it did, this is how you'd hear about it. Anonymized, redacted, and sterilized. But you'll notice what the disclaimer doesn't say. It never says that lessons were learned, the city was saved, or the threat was neutralized. Doesn't say any of that. That absence is narrative honesty. It prepares us for an ending that won't resolve neatly, won't reward heroism, and won't explain the monster. Because this story isn't about victory, it's about what gets left behind. Formerly known as Central Park. Okay, so Central Park entirely is gone. That New York has been wiped off the map. But story-wise, basically this disclaimer is telling us that this story will not be remembered the way it was lived. You're watching a tragedy that's already over. And that sort of strips the illusion of safety right from the start. I know that was a lot of talking, but what it all boils down to is this. We don't stop disasters anymore as a culture. We record and categorize them. And honestly, that might be the most unsettling thing that Cloverfield understands. All right, let's move on. How beautiful. Oh my gosh. Her dad must be really wealthy for that to be their apartment. Look at that view. I remember watching this in the theater and feeling ASMR.
6:42 a.m. Beth's dad's place.
He's out of town.
He's out of town.
Because you know, Rob would not be there if he was in town.
And it's already a good day.
The first teaser premiered right before Transformers in 2007. They marketed this film like a secret, shot it like a memory, and edited it like a panic attack. They didn't sell Cloverfield with a plot. They just sold it with a date. January 18th, 2008. No context, no safety briefing, just vibes and anxiety. I was a freshman in high school. The marketing was basically something terrible happened and we're not gonna explain it, which honestly prepared us pretty perfectly for the movie. So it's April 27th. So these shots were filmed last. This was the very last day of shooting for them. And then the Coney Island scenes were shot first. This is one of the first movies that trusted the internet to do the work. And the internet said, absolutely, let's spiral. Part of the initial reception was the conversation before release. You know, that teaser, date first mystery with 1/1808 and the viral ARG stuff online had people speculating for months. Wired has a retrospective commenting on how unusually big the internet involvement was for the time. Fans were decoding clues and building hype before the movie even had a normal marketing identity. But the genius of the marketing was also part of the trap. We walked in expecting answers because the internet had trained us to hunt for them. So this scene shows us memory, intimacy, and how we sort of archive moments before we know if they're gonna matter. Creeper. So what's happening in this scene? It's making us complicit in the intimacy. This isn't just backstory, it's evidence. See, we don't have musical score or anything like that. It's anti-cinematic on purpose. And it reveals how most of our most fragile memories are recorded accidentally, not performed.
Rob, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, she's shy.
What's always moved me about these scenes in Cloverfield is that the footage doesn't exist to be impressive or complete. It exists because the experience mattered to the people inside it. Not everything is meant to convert to content, you know? Some moments resist packaging, and some memories are fragmented because that's how they were lived. And I think Cloverfield really nails that really well.
I could just see this ending up on the internet.
Oh, well, fine, cover up, see if I care. I'm interested in other things.
Like what?
That she is precarious right there, girl.
Like you.
Aww. See, you notice how love looks boring when it's real? And that's why we don't recognize it until it's gone.
I've never been.
You've never been to Coney Island? Oh, how have you never been to Coney
I
Island?
don't know. I've never been.
I've never been either. Have you guys been to Coney Island? Isn't that so fun when you tell someone something and they're like, no way, you've never done that? And you're like, no, why are you so excited? But I also love that. I love sharing experiences with people.
Other than cotton candy and tilt-a-whirls, what do you want to do today?
If I answer that.
He's like, I'll tell you what I want to do today.
Babe, it's on my camera. I don't know if it's the on button or the zoom button.
Most found footage films frame the camera as curious, let's see what happens, or arrogance, I'm filming when I shouldn't be. But Cloverfield, it's evidence. That matters. It tells us this footage outlived its creators. The camera was never a toy, and what we're watching was never meant to be entertainment. And that's very important because from a filmmaking standpoint, that justifies the shaky cam, the dropped shots, the missed moments, and all of the abrupt cuts. Those are no longer flaws, they're artifacts.
All right, here. I think I got it. Is this on?
Oh, perfect. Now we can have a nice record of you getting run over.
Is that funny? What time is everybody?
Gosh, this was the moment in the theater when you were like, what did I sign myself up for? This is so
I want you to go around with
authentic.
your brother's camera and get testimonials from
Look at
everyone.
this product
Why? It's
placement.
not like
Double
this is a
Mint,
wedding.
Jolly Rancher, and Crunch Bar, and Mountain Dew going to town. So even though the cinematography feels jarring and sort of candid and improvisational, a lot of research from YouTube and footage from 9/11 was performed to make it feel more authentic. Why is he not helping her?
why I have to do it.
Okay, but for real, Jason's a bit of a man-child.
No, I'm not.
You totally
You
are.
have no clue.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question.
So we see the narrative device of jumping back and forth between the old tape.
Good. That means to me trying to carry these bags all by myself.
You're doing a great job.
Here, practice doing two things at once.
Ooh, that was added. Do you see how her mouth didn't really move?
Ooh, that's good. That was good.
Lily enters this movie already overwhelmed. She's not detached, she's overstimulated. But she has the most honest nervous system of the group.
Lily, but it's a shit job.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. I'm not doing it.
Jason!
My brother lives in an apartment that you have to walk up like several flights of stairs. I do not envy that at all.
Really pissed her off. I was just kidding. Come on.
So this film is brought to you by three minds that you'll probably recognize. We have Matt Reeves, who directed The Batman, and then Drew Goddard, who you know from Cabin in the Woods, and then lastly, J.J. Abrams. So that's the triangle of creators that helped birth this modern cinematic paranoia that you're watching. The cinema score is a C, which is code for half the theater loved it and the other half wanted compensation.
Hud, listen.
This is nice. There aren't a lot of like people that would volunteer to set up for a party like this.
You know how like at weddings people give testimonials to the camera?
Young TJ Miller here. Look how young he is.
You're gonna take the camera and just, go around the party and film people wishing Rob good luck.
Cloverfield dropped between two collapses, between the Twin Towers falling and the crash of the economy. It was released in January of 2008, months before the crash. But after a decade of war, surveillance, and homeland security, I don't know, the party footage at the beginning sort of feels like a time capsule of American delusion.
It's a lot of
This is
responsibility,
important.
Jason, and then you have to do the
And
whole
Marlena's gonna be here.
She is?
Oh, yeah, she.
Do you see that sideways smirk?
I didn't.
For
I
Rob.
didn't say I would do it.
I didn't say I would do it as he's putting the strap around his neck.
Rob, I don't even know what to say, bro. Best of luck in Japan. I love you so much.
Aww.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The last moment before every person here regrets every choice they've ever made. Classic 2008.
Easy enough?
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun.
You enjoy it, Hud.
Hey, I'm doing testimonials for
I love that it immediately cuts there.
Bon voyage, Rob. Or however you say that in Japanese.
Sayonara.
Sayonara?
These are our featured background actors. Why this scene matters is it reframes the entire film about a story that we're trying to preserve. The audience becomes the ghost in the machine. You know, we're watching something that we know is doomed. Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
documenting the night.
Look how pretty she looks.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jason asked me to do it, so I've been doing it.
Okay, but Jason pawning off his job onto HUD, like, we're not talking enough about how Jason kind of sucks low-key.
It's really important.
No, of course. I've been taking it really, really seriously.
This film opens with a party because that's how most disasters usually start, while everyone else is busy narrating and living their own lives. Everyone's too busy curating memories to realize that they're already living in the prologue of a disaster.
Very seriously.
promise?
Yeah, you want to do your testimonial now?
The party isn't just a setup, it's a deliberate contrast to what's coming. It's filmed with warmth and intensity and intimacy, that handheld realism, you know, but it tricks the viewer into lowering their guard.
I can't believe you're leaving me to look after your brother by myself.
See? Look after, like he's a child.
And I know we're not officially family yet.
Oh,
Dude.
I'm gonna cut him out later.
wow. Avoidance runs in the family.
But I think of you as my brother, and I hope you think of me as a sister.
We see Marlena got to the party. Hud is kind of already the observer before anything goes wrong. He seems like the kind of person who stays slightly outside of his own life.
This job you can afford to call us.
Are you listening? She is not amused.
You weren't even paying attention for him.
Oh my gosh, this song takes me back. Oh my gosh. This movie actually inspired my friends and I to film. We got out of a movie. I don't remember if I don't think it was Cloverfield that we saw. We saw Cloverfield and then we went to go see a different movie like weeks later. We walk out of the movie and I have my digital camera that I took everywhere because I would make videos in high school. We got out and we decided to just make a monster movie for ourselves. So we get out of the theater and we just start screaming at the Taco Bell sign as if it's a monster. And people are walking out the theater doors like, what's going on? What? And just, oh, to be a teenager again. We called it, so I live in a subdivision, so we called it the name of that division plus field at the end. So if it was Clive, it would be Clive Field, you know, whatever. So we have Marlena looking cute. Look at that old cell phone. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Psych yourself up. Nope.
What's up, man? Hey, what's up, dude? What's up?
So we're establishing our world and our characters. But one thing I'd love for you to notice, no one in Cloverfield is ready. Not civilians, not the military, and not the systems meant to protect. So he's waiting for his moment.
Hey, Marlena?
She's not really socializing with anybody at the party.
You know Rob's leaving? Like, it's his going away party.
She's like, yeah, there's a big "we'll miss you" sign on the wall.
Taping thing people talking about.
Oh, no, thank you.
Look, a phone with buttons, guys.
I'm supposed to get everybody?
Marlena is the one reading the room while everyone else is sort of narrating themselves.
I get what you're doing, I don't want to do it, but thank you.
Okay, cool. We'll just do a short one.
Okay, we don't like this. If somebody tells you no, convincing them is not okay. That's coercion and not fun. Here at Movie Sleepover, we respect people's boundaries.
Hey, Rob. Met like 3 times. Every one of those times I was really drunk.
Hud doesn't film secretly, he's filming openly. We appreciate that. There's a strange honesty to that, and that's kind of sad that that's the bare minimum, but yeah.
But you have a cool job. That's something, like you're president of something.
Vice President.
Vice
Also
President.
really cool.
Rob is introduced at the farewell party as someone who looks like he's winning at life. He just landed a prestigious job in Japan. He's socially liked, competent, and attractive, and people project confidence and ambition onto him. But psychologically, you can tell that Rob is deeply unanchored.
And we're gonna be here keeping New York really safe and fun.
Ooh, that line feels a little ominous now, huh? Okay, this moment is, it's a moment drenched in dramatic irony. Dramatic irony is when the audience knows something that the characters don't. So in this sense, the audience knows before the characters do that all of this is gonna end badly. So the tension isn't, will something go wrong? It becomes, how do people behave before they know the outcome? And what that does is it flips that traditional monster movie suspense. It makes it so that the monster isn't the main unknown anymore. Human behavior is.
Yeah, we can do another one if you want.
Do you
She's
actually
like, why would I want to do another one?
They like all this video, like bonding.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a professional.
What?
Marlena is the most socially calibrated person in the group. She's not the loudest, but I do think she's the clearest.
Hug?
Hi, I'm Robin Lily's friend.
Hud seems kind of detached, but I don't think it's because he doesn't care. I think he's just not really sure if he's allowed to care openly.
We met like several times before.
We've met like several times.
You have the camera in front of your face.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what's going on? Totally.
I'm gonna escape now.
What have you been up to?
Read the room. She's not into him.
Turn on the music, please.
Ooh, here we go. Have you ever had a surprise party? Were you surprised?
Surprise! Surprise!
surprise!
I had a very small surprise party once. I was very sick on my birthday, and 2 of my best friends came to my house and had dinner with me, and I thought that was a sweet surprise party. How cute, picture in a picture.
But it's very sweet, so thank you.
See, the found footage feels casual here. It's social and harmless. Everyone's filming because nothing hurts yet. The camera is still a toy, a witness, and a buffer. So you kind of see how Rob struggles with emotional inarticulateness and timing and self-sabotage. His speech is hesitant, vague, and emotionally flat. He thanks people, but there's no why. You know, like, Rob makes huge life choices without emotional integration. That Japan job wasn't a dream, it was an escape. By the time Cloverfield begins, Rob has slept with Beth. Beth already expressed emotional availability, and Beth already experienced the consequences of being vulnerable without reciprocity. And honesty in this world comes at a cost. She starts the film already knowing what matters, but she spends the story being punished for having named it before Rob was ready to hear it. Her arc is about holding on to herself while the world collapses.
Lily?
It was everyone.
No, thank you, everyone.
I love how Rob thanks Lily in the speech, but she's like, it was everyone, it was everyone. Like, she's so gracious.
Thank you. It's, no, it means a lot, so.
Aww.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Were you surprised? I was, like, not even surprised. No?
Not even a little.
Blase, like, I'm just a little bored.
If anything, doing my taxes was more fun than this.
Oh, can I watch it every night?
Jason asked it, yeah.
Look at how his eyes are sparkling. That emo haircut, oh, I love it. Rob works as a protagonist because he sort of reflects every human flaw. We don't often know what we care about until it's at risk, and we confuse movement with growth, and we delay honesty because we think there will be time. Cloverfield weaponizes that truth by placing it inside that disaster narrative.
Do you know if Beth's coming tonight?
Yeah, I guess. I'm sure.
Oh, now you care?
Why wouldn't you be here?
Now you care where Beth is? Let's talk about Rob for a second. Rob's arc in Cloverfield is just a man who only realizes what's important after the world makes it impossible for him to protect anything else. As you can see, he begins emotionally avoidant, extremely successful, and sort of stalled personally. But he ends fully oriented toward love and meaning, even if it arrived too late for it to save him. See, Rob avoids by leaving, HUD avoids by observing. The camera isn't a hobby, it's a buffer.
I'm not here.
Notice how often people acknowledge the camera? Ooh, we got a Japanese
You
flag.
said My Fair Lady?
I love My Fair
I
Lady.
was like,
What?
So this is mostly improv, if I remember correctly.
that was wonderful. But it worked out, right?
Oh, his face. So why the hell does Beth bring a guy to Rob's going away party? Let's start by stating very plainly that nobody in Cloverfield, beyond Lily, is a perfect person. They're human. Rob slept with her, shared something intimate, and then emotionally disappeared and announced he was leaving the country. Bringing Travis is Beth's way of restoring balance. Stay with me here. Not to punish Rob, but more just to stop feeling like she's holding vulnerability alone. She's trying to protect herself from being the only vulnerable one in the room.
Who's that guy? I know he's random.
It's Ben Feldman. Beth, meanwhile, is not chasing him, but she is hurt. And that tension is crucial. Cloverfield avoids melodrama here. Instead, we just see the quiet devastation of being emotionally sidelined.
I missed your surprise.
Oh, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
He avoids naming what he wants because naming it would require responsibility. I mean, think about it. He spent years presumably pining after Beth, only to finally get her and realize that that makes it real. And real is scary. Taking that job in Japan isn't just ambition. It's escape with plausible deniability. I mean, Japan gives him distance, legitimacy, and a way to tell himself he's being logical instead of avoidant. That's classic emotional deferral, like postponing emotional accountability by letting time and distance do the work.
This is Travis.
Pleasure. I've heard a lot about you.
This is so awkward.
Should we?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Hey, I'm documenting the night.
So
Let me just put a camera in your face and let you know I'm documenting. Oh, that feels bad.
Dating? Yeah.
You did that to yourself, Rob. Oh, lonely boy, come on. You guys are gonna see I don't have a lot of sympathy for Rob in the beginning of the film.
Everything cool, man?
Yeah, everything's cool.
Look at that Dutch angle.
I don't know, your brother did his thing.
Did you switch the tape? Because I had a tape in there.
See, the film shows how large-scale narratives decay quickly. The algorithms move on and news cycles reset. But private meaning, who you choose, what you finished, what you said out loud, that's what matters.
I don't know,
Roller coasters are fine, but like any kind of tea.
Oh my gosh.
was in here when I got it.
So now not only is Beth at his party with another dude, but his one tape with all the memories of that fantastic day is being recorded over.
Beth, hey,
Rob doesn't leave because he doesn't care. He leaves because he doesn't know how to stay. That's avoidance, not ambition. I mean, Rob's the kind of guy who thinks if I keep moving forward, I don't have to look inward. And this matters because that makes Cloverfield not just about the monster, it's about what happens when avoidance is no longer an option.
I'm filming goodbyes for Rob. Do you want to say something?
She's like, how do I do that in front of this guy?
You know what, Travis, can you get me a drink?
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed it's always easier to express yourself when the person isn't like directly in front of you? I always have a much easier time like writing texts or letters or emails than I do like speaking to people one-on-one.
Rob,
That's a cute kitchen.
I just want you to know how happy I am for you, because I know how hard you've worked for this job, and I know how much it means to you.
Aww. Beth is the character that grounds Cloverfield in that meaning.
And I'm really gonna miss you.
While governments collapse and monsters destroy cities, Beth's presence insists on something smaller and more human. Being seen, being chosen, and being honest before it's too late.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, now you want to talk, Rob?
There's something totally weird going on with Rob and Beth.
So it's great because it's for the film, obviously. So we need him to be a nosy neighbor. But HUD being all up in everybody's business is not cool.
You haven't talked to me in weeks.
He hasn't talked to her in weeks.
Sorry. What?
He slept with her and didn't talk to her for weeks? What the hell is wrong with you, Rob?
Do you know what they were fighting about? If you know, you have to tell me.
How quiet is this party that we can hear whispering?
Dude, she's in the kitchen. What?
So you see Jason's shirt right there says Slusho. That's the company that Rob is going to work for in Japan.
Lily, if you know something, you have to tell us.
So here we find out that Rob slept with Beth. He never followed up, and he accepted the Japan job without talking to her.
Are you kidding me? Lily and Rob and Beth sleep together. You're not going to tell me that?
Why wouldn't you tell me?
Why wouldn't I tell you?
Why wouldn't I tell you? Like I tell you everything?
Rob and Beth
HUD.
totally had sex together.
That's so weird.
Elena.
See, this makes it super weird. I'm gonna go up to Marlena and tell her.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? They've been friends forever. I mean, Rob's been in love with her since college.
Audiences were disillusioned at this time by clean narratives. They wanted mess and blur and realness. And films like Cloverfield feel truer now than they did when they came out.
Well, maybe it was like a going away present, you know?
I think right now there's a fatigue with overly polished narratives. And this generation finds comfort in chaos that feels honest. Especially right now with Pluto going into Aquarius, people resonate with stories that acknowledge life rarely has clean arcs.
They have sexual intercourse, Lee told me.
I love how this girl says, you make shit up.
Do not. I have a nice card.
So they had their fight in the stairwell. They don't break up because the love is gone. They break up because timing requires courage that neither of them has yet. Beth doesn't confront Rob. She puts information in front of him and watches how he reacts. Does he confront her? Does he fight? Does he clarify? Does he stay? He doesn't. He makes a passive-aggressive remark and emotionally checks out. And I feel like that tells her everything. Or at least it should.
Good luck in Japan.
Good luck tonight, Travis.
Oh my God. You see the hand like this dude, he's like, I am ashamed. I didn't say it. Who, me? Like,
now.
Dude, you already talked to the whole party.
exactly.
Is he locked in his room already?
Lily, it's fine.
Dude, that'd be so weird. You have a surprise party and then you spend the night locked in your bedroom.
You're not doing any talking.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
You don't know what you're talking about,
well, then
all
tell
right?
me.
He clearly loves Beth, but love here is passive. It hasn't been chosen yet.
I didn't blow her
She
off.
said you never called her.
So I'm leaving, all right?
Their relationship ends in the most realistic way possible. Not with betrayal, but with misalignment. See, nothing is resolved. And that's important.
It's better if we just stay friends.
There is no staying friends. You'll notice that Dutch angles happen very often in film when something's askew morally or character-wise. It's a Dutch angle. Rob's obviously not in a good headspace, and he didn't act according with alignment.
She's beautiful. She's charming. And you, I love you, but let's face it, you're kind of a douchebag.
See, Rob doesn't say, "I'm hurt," or "I didn't know how to stay." He says something small, bitter, and sideways. That's his pattern. When faced with intimacy, he exits instead of engaging. This is a crucial contrast. Rob avoids to stay comfortable, and Beth speaks to be honest.
And going to Japan is not gonna fix that. She's crazy about you, bro.
That jump cut, that's so funny.
It's not that simple.
No, it is that simple.
Come on,
Rob.
man, don't be scared.
See, it's all about fear.
You're gonna learn to say, forget the world and hang on to the people that you care about the most.
See? The timing of that, forget the world and hang on to the people that you care about the most. Earthquake. Well, not earthquake, but you know what I mean. That line quietly locks in the emotional engine of the film. From here on out, every choice Rob makes is haunted by the version of himself who chose distance over presence and learned too late what it cost.
What was that?
So what do they do to find out what happened? They turn on the news. That's so weird.
Marlene, are you okay?
I'm surprised Marlena even stays at the party.
Guys, come on.
Minutes after word of a possible earthquake in Lower Manhattan.
Breaking news. No one knows what's happening and everyone keeps filming. Back to you, Bob.
Nearby, in New York Harbor, we're getting word of an oil tanker capsizing in the middle of the harbor near the Statue of Liberty.
Do you see how this film does something radical? It treats unpreparedness as human, not failure, and not incompetence. I just feel like that's really relevant now. We're in an age where it's all about hustle culture, or at least it was about hustle culture and readiness and having your life together. And this movie suggests that some events are meant to be met with unpreparedness, you know?
Once again,
That's really close.
there's no way to know if any of this is connected.
So they decide to go up to the roof to see if they can see anything. Gosh, look how many people there are. It's just crazy to think that so many of these people that we're seeing right here aren't gonna survive to the end of the movie. How cool to have rooftop access. Could you just chill up there?
Maybe you should have left town a little bit earlier, right?
I love how quickly it focuses there. You'll notice that Rob's emotional arc mirrors the chaos outside. The monster arrives just as he was about to leave New York and leave Beth behind. And basically, instead of escape, he's forced to run toward the wreckage, both literally and emotionally. Oh my gosh.
Go, 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 go!
This is the moment you realize this film is not interested in being watched comfortably. It wants to be endured. The most talked about response and physical reaction from the film during its release was motion sickness. There were enough complaints that some chains posted signs outside warning people, and some patrons had to leave mid-movie and ask for refunds. Wow. See, no one was ready. And sometimes I wonder, like, what part of me is still waiting for a warning that's not coming? You know? Another thing, the sound design on this film is amazing. I don't know how they managed to make it feel so, like, real and grounded. Oh my gosh, look at that chaos. Here we go. Wow. Notice how focus is taking forever? I feel like, I don't know, this might not have been intentional, but how it's like, it feels like dissociation in real time. Like, the form mirrors trauma. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look how it's not focusing. It's got claw marks in its face. In one shot, this film establishes scale, stakes, and a visual language of, like, national violation. See, at the time, found footage wasn't new, but Cloverfield made it intimate and national. This isn't just shock, it's cultural trauma. I just hear the guy in the background, we gotta get out of here, man. The symbol of freedom being yeeted through the streets by a monster no one understands, that's not a plot twist, that's prophecy. This is how you make trauma go viral inside a story. It's not just exposition, it's an image that brands the events into your mind. And it's realistic. I mean, every disaster has its photo, you know? The one that comes to mind is the falling man from 9/11. But the horror isn't the monster, it's realizing that the symbols don't protect us.
Hey, did you guys see that?
If you're feeling disoriented already, congratulations, the movie's working. Oh my gosh. And this was just 7 years after 9/11. Keep that in mind. So that cloud of smoke and people running and buildings falling and just, it was all very still prevalent in the psyche of the nation at the time. Everyone in this movie is underprepared, and I love that the film never treats that like a flaw. We're taught that being unprepared is a failure, but the movie just says it's human. I just think it's really realistic because most disasters don't meet us at our best. You know, they meet us mid-sentence. I always like the one person that just walks by calmly right here. I feel like the legacy isn't the monster. It's this feeling of being inside something too big to understand yet, you know, while it's still happening. And without veering into politics, I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling right now. I mean, I think if this hits harder now than it did then, that's not nostalgia, that's lived experience.
Rob! Hey, Rob, I saw it! Rob!
What?
Rob, I saw it!
I love how no one in this film ever gets a moment to finish a thought. Relatable.
It's alive!
Oh my gosh. Oh, how awful. If you or a loved one suffers from mesothelioma, call. Oh my gosh. That looks so much like the 9/11 footage, it's not even funny. Look at that. Wow. So right here, you'll see Marlena is covered in dust, and they would have to go to the makeup chair like hours before filming to get covered in dust. And at one point behind the scenes, TJ Miller goes up to Lizzie Kaplan, and he's like, do you feel like the non-dust people are treating you differently? She's like, we're just like you. Gosh, that is crazy. So here we have literally the symbolic collapse of safety, mythology, and national identity. I mean, this movie stops being confusing at this point and starts becoming a little existential. I mean, Cloverfield's not just about survival, it's about the lies we tell ourselves to survive.
You saw something, right? So what did you see? You said it was alive?
I feel like this moment just really taps into that collective fear of incomprehensible threat. Because the unknown is always going to be scarier than the known.
Hey, you guys, I have it on tape.
Rewind it. What do you rewind it?
Yeah, here, let me rewind.
It's a great opportunity for
Yeah, but I don't even speak the language.
So then HUD tells them that he has it on tape, and they rewind it, which shows us more.
It'll be fine.
You really think I should go?
I don't like her acting in that clip. Sorry. So we see flashback to Coney Island footage when they're on the train.
Right, we don't know what we saw. The point is, it's still here.
Trivia time. Why does the camera often drift away from the action at the worst possible moments? If this movie ever made you yell, no, go back, congratulations, that's on purpose. Was it A, to hide visual effects, B, to simulate panic and human error, C, to keep the rating lower, or D, to extend the runtime? The correct answer was B. Fear isn't clean or well-framed. The drifting camera mimics how humans actually are in disasters and how they actually behave under stress. Looking away, missing things, being too late. The horror often comes from what we don't fully see. See, the people who are scared first are usually right, in my opinion. Fear isn't always panic. Sometimes it's just data. So they're trying to strategize where to go and how to get the hell out of Manhattan.
I think we're gonna get out of here.
See, the men default to mission, momentum, and proof. The film doesn't punish denial. It just rewards adaptability.
Marlena, we're gonna get out of here, okay? No, who's eating people? Who's eating people?
It was eating people. It was eating everyone. What do you say to that? This is the first moment that the film stops letting anyone frame this as chaos, accident, or misunderstanding. Up until this moment, the group has been operating under survival fantasy. If we keep moving, if we don't think too much, if we treat this like a natural disaster, we'll be okay. Marlena, with that line, breaks that narrative. It was eating people isn't metaphorical. It's a factual statement that reframes the entire event. That line says that this isn't just environmental collateral damage, and it's not survivable by strategy alone. This is not random destruction. Full disclosure, Marlena is my favorite character. She is the pragmatic voice of the group. Not the leader and not the romantic, not the documentarian, but the realist, the one nobody listens to. And she's also the one who will die later in the most viscerally unfair way imaginable. And Lizzie Kaplan's acting here, come on. That delivery is flat, stunned, almost dissociated, and there's no hysteria, no trembling plea. That's very important. I mean, people don't always react to trauma with panic. Sometimes the brain goes quiet because panic requires energy that it no longer has. And that line feels like it escaped her before she could stop it. Like her body had to say what was on her mind for it to process. Those are great effects.
Bud, is your phone working?
What? Shit, I left it in the apartment.
Rob's arc in Cloverfield is all about a man who only realizes what matters after the world makes it impossible to protect anything else. Beth tries to move forward before the disaster. Rob only acts decisively after everything already collapses. That timing difference is the emotional tragedy of the film. Oh gosh. Those are the heroes right there, the first responders. I love seeing the first responders. It makes me think of that Mr. Rogers quote where he's like, his mother told him whenever there's a disaster to always look how many people are helping. I think that's beautiful.
What was that thing? What was it? If you're not injured, you gotta keep moving, man. Let's go.
God, he looks like the perfect NYPD officer.
Marlena, you saw it. What was that?
Not now, Bud.
HUD's on a quest for truth. If this were happening in 2026, somebody's trying to turn this all into a TikTok by now. Like, I mean, someone would definitely be filming a dance in Central Park, like mid-nuke. Oh my gosh, that looks so surreal. Notice all the negative space and restraint. Fear is created by withholding, not showing. So then everybody's walking on Brooklyn Bridge. What do you guys think? In a disaster scenario, would you want to be in a line of people like this? Or would you try and find your own way, like, on your own? Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, but low-key, the real monster is whatever job expects you to clock in the morning after this.
Still filming?
Yeah. People are gonna want to know how it all went down.
I remember quoting that when I was younger, after this came out. People are going to want to know how it all went down.
This is gonna be important. People are gonna watch this.
Whoa.
So then Beth calls Rob.
Rob got a hold of Beth.
Wait, Beth.
Oh, they got separated from Jason. He keeps getting pushed further and further.
Hey, Beth, you're gonna have to calm down, okay?
Beth just is impaled and he's like, calm down. No panicking. Do you hear that sound design? Oh my gosh. See, that would freak me out so bad, seeing people run like that. I think there's a video of people playing pranks on other people by just running, like coming around the corner and running and seeing if they join them.
No, I can't get over there.
Oh my gosh.
Why did you stop?
HUD isn't reckless, he's terrified. He's not filming because he doesn't care. He's filming because feeling everything at once would destroy him. He's not just scared of dying, he's scared of being in it. So he filmed it. Oh my God. She just watched the love of her life be obliterated. Oh my gosh. And then you have to get off the bridge before it collapses. Oh my gosh. Look at that American flag. The symbolism in this film is just off the charts. We flash forward a little bit, fleeing in the street. They finally meet up outside of a Sephora, and Sephora got amazing product placement here.
I know. Oh my God, Jason!
See, this is where the movie quietly breaks your heart. So here we're experiencing the randomness of loss, and we see that nobody has any narrative protection. I love how the film often refuses to make death meaningful, because trauma often isn't. He just watched his brother die.
I'm so sorry about your brother. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
See, the footage in Cloverfield feels real because it's frantic, messy, and human. But the reality we film today, it's still messy. But we've gotten cleaner at editing pain. We learned to hold the phone steadier than our own integrity. Sorry, this movie sleepover might ruffle some feathers, but I'm not interested in being palatable anymore. I'm interested in being honest. And these are my thoughts. Cloverfield said, the government doesn't explain, the monster doesn't warn, and your friends don't survive unless you keep filming. You know, Cloverfield didn't predict the monster, it predicted the reaction.
Oh, shit.
How much did Sephora pay? Jesus.
We're going to the hand bridge, you know? We gotta get out of here. It's not safe here.
Look at how shell-shocked he is.
No. Rob! My battery's dead.
It's the end of the world and your phone just died. How are you feeling?
Where's he going? Where are you going?
I don't know, I feel like this movie understands something that we don't like to admit. When something unimaginable happens, humans don't automatically become heroes. We become archivists of our own confusion. HUD isn't filming to record history. I know he says he is, but he's filming to stay regulated, in my opinion. The camera is HUD's way of saying, I was here and I mattered. Filming gives him a role when he doesn't know what to feel. So in that sense, the camera gives his fear a job. We document to feel involved, but it's also a form of emotional distancing. Isn't that what we all do? Film like we're doing something even when we know we aren't doing nearly enough. I don't think Cloverfield is asking us to stop recording. I think it's asking us to stop hiding inside the recording. It understands that witnesses are just as important as heroes. Regardless of whether you're behind the camera or in front of it, just remember that the bravest, most human thing you can do is not look away.
Dude,
oh my gosh.
I can't take all this running, man!
Yeah, rule 1, cardio.
Hey, Rob, the store's closed, man.
I love that in between little news segments we get excerpts of SpongeBob. Oh my gosh, watching it. See, we were in it and now we're watching it from other views, other points of view. I think that's fascinating.
And we are getting some truly extraordinary live images here in the studio.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Trivia time. Why does the movie rarely show the monster clearly or fully? Is it A, budget limitations, B, to maintain the illusion of real footage, C, the filmmakers wanted ambiguity and scale, or D, all of the above? The answer? D, all of the above. Limited POV is not a weakness, it's storytelling. A first glimpse of the military. See, here we're getting scale without clarity. Kevin Stitt, the editor of the film, used an analogy of looking through a soda straw. And though the scale of the movie could be huge, you would never know it because of the POV, point of view. POV is crucial. It's like the spell you cast over your audience. This allows them to play peekaboo with the monster in a sense, and that feels very grounded enough but terrifying. The camera never gives us power or overview. Only panic. Look at that.
This is a mandatory evacuation.
Do you think this would have worked without the found footage style?
Rob, hey, dude, actually, I think we need to get out of here, like, right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's, like, some serious shit going on outside.
Nokia. I own stock in Nokia right now.
Rob?
Everybody just has hands full of merchandise, but they're stopped. That's creepy.
From what we can see, there's clearly a sizable mobilization of troops and equipment.
See, catastrophe isn't horrifying because it destroys things. It's terrifying because it forces understanding before there's time to grieve. Look at it. It's just a baby.
Coming off of it, the ground seems...
Here we get our first glimpses of the parasites. and we immediately see how lethal they are. Oh my God. See, our first glimpses of the parasites on TV show us how lethal they are. So when we see them later, we have that in our minds. On top of that, seeing the monster on TV and then walking outside and seeing it in real life, that's crazy. That is so cool. That is such a cool filmmaking concept of filming a TV and then walking out and seeing the actual monster. That is such a cool idea. Whoever came up with that's amazing. So from here on out, every choice is made with the knowledge that this threat is not abstract. It's intentional, it's consuming, and it cannot be reasoned with.
We gotta go right now. The military's evacuated.
It's interesting. Lily was comforting Marlena, and now Marlena is comforting Lily. Isn't it strange how so quickly in an incident like this, your roles switch?
Now we gotta go. Come on,
Just
make
stop it, okay? Stop, wait!
Did he put a new battery in his phone? I think as humans, we're not afraid of monsters. We're afraid of not being able to get to each other and find each other and be there for each other. The scariest part isn't the creature. It's the cell phone call that doesn't go through. It's the fact that no one knows what's happening and the city just fractures. The fear isn't death, it's being alone in it. Oh gosh. When Rob hears that Beth is alive and trapped in her apartment, it's the true midpoint decision of the film. From a survival standpoint, the choices are rational. From a character standpoint, it's inevitable. And this is where he makes the choice. I have to go get her. This is the choice of love versus survival logic. We see private meaning over safety. And this is the emotional engine of the entire movie. Beth isn't motivation, she's gravity. Why this moment matters is it's the first time that Rob chooses someone over momentum. He stops outsourcing meaning to a distant future, and he starts acting from value rather than fear. So even though this is under catastrophic pressure, Rob is moving from avoidant attachment to secure, albeit because of a monster.
I'm on my way there.
Hey, Rob, listen, you gotta think this through, man, okay? Beth lives in Midtown. Guess what else is that way? Some horrific shit.
He just watched his brother die. Mortality has never felt closer. And for the first time, Rob stops asking what makes sense and starts asking who matters. This story cares about who we try to save, not who survives.
We're not gonna go near that thing, okay? We're not gonna go to the middle of the city.
No, we're not. Fall in with the military, fall in with the crowd, let them escort you out of here.
See, moving like that just feels like being a sitting duck to me. I don't know if I could be in a lineup like that with a bunch of people evacuating. It makes me uncomfortable. I've seen too many horror films.
You can't talk me out of it, so turn around.
I'm coming.
Go.
Cloverfield is a love story disguised as a disaster movie. Not romantic love, survival love. It asks, who would you die running toward?
I want to. I'm coming.
Guys, did you not hear her message? I mean, even if we get to Beth, there's a chance that she's already...
Shut up.
He's like, don't you dare even say it.
Guys, this is insane.
Marlena is the pragmatic one of the group, and unfortunately she pays the price for it. See, this isn't a survival movie choice, this is an emotional one. This film quietly argues that love, guilt, and emotional unfinished business quietly override self-preservation a lot more than we'd probably like to admit. The monster doesn't create Rob's devotion, it removes his excuses. Crisis doesn't make feelings deeper, it makes them unavoidable. So basically, this is what happens when emotional procrastination runs out of time. I mean, sure, run towards the monster. That always ends well in straight culture.
Have you tried maybe calling 911, see if somebody else can get you?
You really think 911 is available in this instance, dude? Shut up. Oh my gosh. I like how the guy like signals. He's like, get out of the way. Wow, I want to fire a bazooka. Oh my gosh. To be trapped on the opposite side of the street as your friends would be horrific. Wow. This poor thing. Now I can't look at this monster without feeling bad. It's just a baby. The subway. Get to the subway. Get to the chopper. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a shot. The older the internet gets, the more Cloverfield makes sense. Looking back, it feels less like a gimmick and more like a prophecy. When something catastrophic happens, we don't get the wide shot. We get fragments. So that's a camera operator's foot right there.
Yeah,
How terrifying.
Dude, what the hell was that?
Most disaster films center fear on the antagonist. Cloverfield centers fear on not knowing where to go, not knowing who to trust, and not knowing what information matters. The monster is almost incidental compared to misinformation, fragmented instructions, and conflicting authority signals. This mirrors how modern crises feel. The danger isn't just the event, it's the confusion layered on top of it. Look at Lily's doing all of this in heels. So in order to keep your heart rate up and your breathing going, actors will usually do like running or jump rope or dancing or hyperventilating behind the scenes before takes. Cloverfield didn't and doesn't predict disaster. It reflects a world already living with post-9/11 trauma, distrust in institutions, information overload, and anxiety about unseen threats. That's why it feels eerily prescient. It wasn't looking forward, it was looking sideways at a present nobody wanted to acknowledge yet. This is why disaster films, pandemic narratives, and war stories basically but reliably surge before and after real-world crises. Creators aren't predicting events. They're responding to existing social anxieties that we haven't really explored yet, that haven't yet fully surfaced. So when something later matches a movie, it's usually because the system was already bending, the fear already existed, and the conditions were visible to anyone paying attention. Fiction doesn't cause the collapse, it documents the stress fractures. And that's my opinion on predictive programming. This film isn't random. It mirrors how we navigate the unknown. Chaos is easier to watch than to live, and this forces you to feel both.
To the other platform, then go up the stairs, Sphinxy.
One-track mind, all he can think about is getting to Beth.
And then just make a break.
The air caught on fire.
Just wait.
Okay? There's not gonna be a lull.
The air caught on fire.
You gotta listen to what's going on up here.
See, you don't watch Cloverfield, you survive it with them. I always forget how heavy this moment feels. This is devastating.
Hey, Mom.
Can you imagine having to tell your mom that your brother was... I can't imagine.
And we were right there when it hit.
I want you to imagine you're relaxing at home and then you turn on the news and you see that the city where both of your sons live is under attack by a huge monster and you can't get through to them. I think about the people that were trying to call their loved ones during emergencies. And that poor mother, I just feel so bad for Rob, having to tell his mom that his brother died.
Jason's dead. Jason's dead, Mom.
Oh my God. And then think about that. She hears from her son that her other son died. And then later she's gonna know that that son also died. Assuming she even lives, we don't know. I know there's a lot of lore. We're not going to be going into the lore of Cloverfield so much, just because it's very expansive and I don't feel like it. It feels movie-sized, but it ties into real fear structures. The monster is terrifying, but losing someone without closure is scarier. It's not the creature, it's the unknown that we can't control that scares us. I watch this and I think about real lives, real disappearances, real systems with no answers. I mean, just think about this. This isn't about politics. This is about what happens when your son doesn't come home and there's nobody to call. I mean, if it was your blood on the pavement, would you still say it was complicated? We're not heartless, we're exhausted. That difference matters. I don't need you to agree with me. I just hope that my words help you be more present in your life. Oh. I really hope they said I love you. I was raised by my mom to always say I love you when leaving. So even if I'm just going from one room to another in the house, I will say I love you to whoever's in that room before I leave. Because you never know when the last moment you'll have with someone is. You never know. I'd prefer to always be comfortable knowing that I expressed myself honestly and openly. Marlena's just sort of in her own head.
Like, I feel like I should say something, but I don't know what to say.
So Hud says, I feel like I should say something, but I'm not sure what to say. I don't know what to say. In my opinion, presence over perfection. Being there is enough. I don't know what to say, but I'm here. Sometimes just going to someone and telling them I don't know what to say is enough.
Not even supposed to be here.
Oh my gosh, Marlena's not even supposed to be there? That's crazy. That reminds me so much of so many interviews I watched after 9/11 where people were talking about like they were meant to be on the plane, but they didn't go at the last minute. Or my favorite story is this one person bought brand new shoes the day before and randomly the morning of 9/11 decided to wear their brand new shoes. And as they were walking to work at the top of the World Trade Center in the street, they were getting blisters from their new shoes. So they stopped in a bodega, and while they were stopped, that's when the first plane hit. So they didn't end up in harm's way because of that. And that is, whenever I experience something that's really inconvenient, I try to remind myself of that story and just be like, for all I know, this is saving me from something that I don't even need to worry about. But poor Marlena, like, she dies in the most brutal way possible and she wasn't even supposed to be there. That's horrifying.
Yeah, you were supposed to meet up with some friends or something, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine how that feels. I was very impressed with TJ's performance, especially because the majority of it is off camera. So he had to do a lot of work with his voice to emote rather than his face.
This is the 6.
Rob, I don't think the trains are running right now, man.
No, we can just walk the track, see?
Have you noticed that we kind of romanticize apocalypse when we think we'll be the one with the plan? Just a thought.
Want to walk in the tunnels?
Let's do that or stay here.
I mean, there are no good options left. So then we're walking in the tunnels and it is dark as hell. Every time I watch this, I notice the sweat on his shirt in the back, and that shows like the continuity. So some shots were from earlier takes and some shots are from later takes where he's sweat more. So we're just walking in the tunnels.
Ocean is big, dude. All I'm saying is, a couple of years ago, they found a fish in Madagascar that they thought had been extinct for centuries.
So in the lore, I know I said I wasn't going into the Cloverfield lore, but just a little bit, the monster is actually a baby and it came from the ocean. And I think a lot of aliens come from the ocean. I wouldn't be shocked if there's like a wormhole in the ocean somehow. Or what if there's like a world below the ocean? Like you go to the depths of the ocean, you go through the bottom, the ocean floor, and you just keep going and then you get to like bright metallic neon land. Anyway.
What, it's been down there this whole time and nobody noticed?
Sure, maybe it erupted from an ocean trench, you know?
Now we have horror escalation via the environment rather than the lore. And whenever you have tight, confined, dark spaces, that taps into like a primal fear. Keep in mind, Lily is doing all of this in heels. I mean, so is Marlena, but they're wedges, so they look easier to walk in. But fear here is logistical, not theatrical. Hud says that, and he jokes because silence would be worse in his opinion. So for him, humor isn't disrespect, it's like oxygen. Levity is his last tool. The jokes don't interrupt the fear, they confirm it.
I just can't stop thinking about how the last thing I said to her was good luck tonight, Travis.
She knows you didn't mean that.
That was a shitty last thing to say though. See, Beth is barely in the movie, but her impact is everywhere. Because when things fall apart, what we run towards reveals what mattered all along.
That's different. Jason knew you loved him.
See, in these moments, I don't look for a perfect response. I just try and give a human one. The bar isn't moral perfection. It's presence through discomfort. So this offers this escape from that binary paralysis of right and wrong, good and bad, activist, bystander, you know? It normalizes imperfection, but it doesn't excuse avoidance.
A couple of years ago, when that guy was lighting homeless people on fire in the subway. Jesus, Hud.
It's time I confess, guys. I have similar filter issues as Hud. So when he's talking about the flaming homeless person, I would probably say something stupid like that in this situation, unfortunately.
I just can't stop thinking how scary it would be if a flaming homeless guy came out of the dark right now.
Do you see that look from Marlena? That was kind of a funny look. I love the use of darkness and sound in this tunnel scene. Like, it's next level. No score, just flashlight clicks, distant skittering, and like weaponized silence.
Just keep moving.
Holy shit! Oh god, this is nasty.
So they trained 20 rats for this scene, and they trained the rats to go around somebody wearing high heels. I think I'd be okay with mice and rats. I would not want to work with any kind of bug or anything that jumps, like a frog, cricket, grasshopper, anything like that. No, thank you.
They're all running in the same direction.
I feel like you're running away.
From what?
This is what gets me though, is that these little parasite creatures, we saw them fall off of the monster and attack lethally, like from the get, like right away. So it's kind of weird that they wait and like stalk these characters. Like if they didn't have plot armor, they would have been ambushed in the dark, let's be real. Because the light is on the camera. So as soon as Rob steps in front of it to switch it to night vision, I would think that the parasites would have attacked right then. But, you know, obviously the plot says no, so we need that shot. That is such a good shot.
Run. Okay, run.
Trivia time. What makes the smaller creatures in Cloverfield especially dangerous? Is it A, they hunt in packs, B, they're immune to gunfire, C, they inject venom when they bite, or D, they only attack in the dark? The correct answer is C. The danger isn't just big and visible. It's intimate, creepy, and body horror. Every day I convince myself therapy is helping, and then I watch this scene.
Run!
See, these performances are about reaction speed rather than dialogue. Every apocalypse movie has that moment where the real monsters show up in the dark. They're never the ones you've expected. Oh my god. Get it, girl. No! The noise of the parasites is also the same noise as my Donald Duck voice, which I will be doing for you now. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. All right, real talk, if this were real life, this is where I would stop being brave. Ooh, and there's the bite. Oh gosh. Thank God there was a door right there. So Andrew Clement, the animatronics effects supervisor, he and his team had just 3 weeks to work up this and create these subway parasite creatures. And so they had just 3 weeks to create them. And then when they finally get on set, they covered them with a blanket to keep it super secret, but they ended up not being able to use it because on film, they didn't look realistic enough. But it did end up, the positive is that it gave the actors something to imagine while they were acting. So in that sense, it helped. But I feel bad that they kind of didn't end up using something that they worked so hard on. What gets me is that we're only watching this through a camera that was supposed to capture memories, not the end of the world. It's literally taped over a day at Coney Island. And isn't that what all of us are doing? Living our lives, not realizing what day might be the before? Maybe it already happened. You never know which moment is gonna matter until it's already gone, which is why it's so important to be present. Oh my God. Priorities. Marlena just got bit, but the camera has some blood on it. Everyone is changed here, even if they live. There's no victory arc, just adaptation.
You okay?
Oh my gosh.
You tell me.
Notice how quickly she accepts what's happening? There's no denial phase. She doesn't panic, she processes.
Like it hurts.
This movie crosses from spectacle into contamination right here. But this is the first time the danger becomes intimate in this way. Up until now, destruction has been mostly environmental. This is bodily. This is personal.
I mean, you're saying this isn't attractive, like, at all?
A little bit.
Is that where I got that? I say that sometimes, like, that's attractive. I wonder if that's where I got that.
So those things came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
HUD filming Marlena after the bite. Talk about denial, protectiveness, and the masculine urge to record instead of feel.
Maybe he's trying to make me his queen.
He's trying to make her laugh.
Thanks for coming back and helping me out, you know?
We don't see HUD for most of the film, but we are him. His jokes, fear, and confusion, they basically shape the tone. We trust him more than anybody else. HUD is the narrator without the authority. He's scared. And we trust him because of that. But we don't really get full character arcs with the rest of the characters because that's not how disasters work. You know people partially and then they vanish. We have our first moment of tenderness between them.
Otherwise I would have been totally dead, right? It's okay, he just got bit.
See, the horror here isn't the monster, it's the what if and the love that never had time to unfold.
Marlena's hurt pretty bad.
See, in moments like this, the camera becomes a barrier between you and what you're feeling. HUD doesn't put the camera down even when people are dying, but he's not heartless, he's scared. The lens gives him distance. And I mean, isn't that what we all do now? We film instead of feel, we document instead of grieve. Anyway, it turns the camera into a character rather than just a device. HUD isn't just filming, he's surviving by narrating. And the more chaotic the world gets, the more the camera becomes his coping mechanism.
Well, we could wait here for a little bit, I guess, and just hope those things will make it through the door.
Yeah, okay, what's the next option?
And this is what happens when false certainty gives out. That moment you realize no one's actually listening and no one's actually steering. No one's coming to save you.
Then, I don't know, we try our luck up top.
See, real-time found footage forces the viewer to experience it with the characters. There's no omniscient view, just partial understanding, and that sort of mirrors the way that people endure a real disaster. At the beginning, filming feels like connection, as like proof that we were here. Now we live in a world where everything is documented and almost nothing is processed, and suddenly this film feels familiar. What people called unsatisfying in 2008 now reads as honest. To witness something is not the same as to feel it. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, the revolution will not be televised. It will be lived, hand to hand, moment by moment, with eyes that stay open, even when it hurts. In the end, I like found footage personally. I think it's proof that we don't go quietly. You know, it says, we were here. And we want you to know what it felt like.
Just to be clear, so our options are die here, die in the tunnels, or die in the streets.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Do you think you'll be okay to walk?
Yeah, I'll help you.
It really bothers me that they do not take the crowbar that he broke open the vending machine with, that they don't take any sort of weapons, a broom even, when leaving this facility. Come on. Oh my gosh. After experiencing that, you would think it would be around every corner. That would be so scary. Gosh, this is surreal. Look at that. What is this, a department store?
Hello?
How creepy. See, we're letting the sound design do a lot of the work.
Marlena?
What's wrong?
Are you okay?
Look how pale she looks.
I'm dizzy.
Good. Do you want to sit down for a
You're
second?
losing a lot of blood. I feel like every group has a Marlena, you know? When they're gone, everything gets worse. When things stop making sense, people reach for proof. Big events get headlines, and some moments get lost. This movie stays with the small moments. History will say one thing happened here, and these people lived through something else.
Fine.
The military in Cloverfield is visible, active, and present, but ineffective. Sound familiar?
We got 4 civilians here. Roger. Let's go, move!
Everyone's moving, but no one's oriented.
Our friend, she's hurt. She's trapped in her building right by here at Columbus Circle.
Yeah, that is not where you want to be right now.
The military isn't evil here. It's just impersonal.
They know they ain't telling me. Whatever it is, it's winning.
Up until this point, the military has functioned as an implied solution. Even when things are bad, there's still this assumption that someone else understands the scope of the threat. This line detonates that assumption. Whatever it is, it's winning, lands because it's coming from someone trained to assess threats and still arrives at helplessness. Whatever it is means classification has failed, and it's winning means strategy has failed. And it's delivered without cinematic emphasis. It's just no heroic framing, no swelling music, and no rallying speech. You know, the camera doesn't elevate it. It just treats him like another human in frame. Oh gosh, look at that.
What's up? Got another bite here.
So we see what's going to happen to Marlena in the future, but we don't really process it because it goes by so quickly.
Rack 'em and pack 'em. We're Phantoms in 15.
Notice how help exists, it's just impersonal. So the parallel to 2026 right now is basically how trust erodes not when systems collapse, but when they continue functioning without helping.
No, wait, please, listen to me. Let go, just listen for a second, please. I'm sorry.
Goddamn camera.
This isn't about losing Beth, it's about realizing too late what she always was. That's why Cloverfield still resonates, you know? It understands that in real disasters, people aren't thinking about symbolism or heroism. They're thinking about the one thing they wish they hadn't left unfinished.
You have no idea what's out there.
I don't care what's out there. Listen to me. She's dying.
He doesn't suddenly become brave. He becomes honest.
We're gonna go after her, and if you want to stop me, then you can have a shoot.
This isn't a movie that's asking us to understand the event. It's asking us to witness the people inside of it and their choices. It may not be a love story, but love is the main reason anyone moves forward in it. This is such a believable choice, even if it's not the smartest one. It's not the monster we remember. It's the voicemail. It's the footage. It's the feeling of knowing that someone loved you enough to run towards the end of the world. Oh God.
I don't feel so good.
POV, you're trying to emotionally regulate during capitalism. Poor Lizzie Kaplan had to use these really uncomfortable blood eye drops. Oh my gosh.
Marlena, are you okay?
The scene is terrifying because it's procedural. No villain, just protocol and panic. From this moment on, Marlena is just a problem to be solved. Oh, it's awful.
Marlena, stop! Just wait a second!
This is just an allegory for being emotionally unavailable in a crisis, right? Right? Oh gosh. Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do for me.
And just like that, Marlena's gone. Cloverfield isn't scary because of what it shows, it's scary because of what it doesn't stop for. The pace of helplessness. The fact that the camera doesn't stop, that death doesn't pause, is more terrifying than the monster ever could be. This is how systems deal with people they can't save. The death doesn't feel earned because it isn't. It's abrupt, private, and meaningless. That's the horror. It's shocking because it's fast, unfair, and unprocessed, just like real loss. We know something happened, but the camera flinched. See, this movie doesn't want you comfortable. It wants you confused, overstimulated, and emotionally behind, just like the characters.
Let's go. I shouldn't be doing this shit.
I want to highlight this actor's performance here. He's not panicked, he's not dramatic, he's not emotional, and I think that's crucial because he speaks from a place of trained assessment. This movie aged well because confusion ages well. I mean, sometimes the most human thing is not knowing. All right, in your opinion, is the scariest part the monster or the not knowing? I think for me, it's the not knowing. Because like the monster, it surely has a weakness, and if you know where to go, you can avoid it. But not knowing what's happening, that's terrifying. Don't worry, this is a safe space for half-formed opinions, as I'm sure you've realized.
You gotta listen to me. If you want to go out on this, I ain't gonna stop you. But you gotta know something.
I love that no one's acting brave in this movie. Cloverfield doesn't let you be heroic, it forces you to be human. Rob doesn't save the day. He runs toward the one thing that gives him meaning, even if it kills him. And honestly, many of us would do the same. Rob understands his feelings too late. Marlena understands the threat too early. The government understands the scale when it no longer matters. Nothing in this movie fails because people don't care. It fails because they care at the wrong moment. This channel isn't just about movies. It's about how they make us feel. And this movie makes me feel like a lot more of us would be in this situation and in these characters' shoes than I think we'd like to admit, should something of this scale ever happen.
The government's considering the hammer-down protocol, which means they're willing to let this whole area go.
You mean Midtown?
No, I mean Manhattan.
Wow. I also love how the film shows human nature when systems fail. Like, when information is incomplete and authority dissolves and people just default to who they are. Protectors protect, avoiders avoid, lovers hold on too long, and some narrate to cope. None of it is framed as heroic or wrong, just human. I think that's what we need to embrace. There is no right or wrong when it comes to being a human, unless you're hurting people.
Last chopper's wheels up exactly 0600. If you can make it there, then they'll get you out.
So telling us that the last chopper leaves at 6 a.m. gives us a ticking clock, which adds and raises those stakes.
58th Street's right there. Now go. Move.
It's a shame we don't see his face clearly. I think he deserves more credit. So we have our ticking clock now. Look at this shot. Oh my gosh, the horse. The driverless horse and carriage gets me every time. It's not a random background detail. It's one of the film's quietest, smartest symbols. This shot appears during a stretch where the film deliberately slows emotional processing. So there's destruction everywhere, but this image isn't. It's uncanny. We're not living in the end. We're living in the middle of something that refuses to name itself. For the characters, this is just another thing they see. They don't comment on it, but for the audience, it lands like a quiet gut punch. This is super creepy to me, you guys. The film is saying catastrophe isn't only loud, sometimes it's watching infrastructure continue without context. Sometimes the most disturbing thing is what keeps going.
Is that her place? Tell me that's not her place.
Come on.
Place, yeah. Oh, shit.
The scariest thing here isn't destruction, it's uncertainty.
How do we even get up there?
And then HUD comes up with a good idea.
Well, maybe we could try going up the other building and then see if there's a place to cross over under a roof.
See, this camera is not neutral. It has anxiety. The shaking is not bad cinematography. I know. It's emotional blocking in a sense. It's like the jump cuts almost feel like memory fragments.
Wait, no, never mind. No, that's a bad idea.
Now, of course, they listen to me.
Wow, that's the lobby of the place you live? Her dad is loaded. Why would you even consider taking the elevator? I understand, but like getting trapped in a small cube is not my ideal of fun, especially not when there's a ticking clock on our heads. So then we climb like 50 flights of stairs.
Maybe our government made this thing. I mean, maybe it was an accident, or maybe
they did. Does it really matter right now?
I love that HUD immediately thinks the government made it. HUD is all of us.
It matters because I need to talk about something.
There's lore that Rob knows that the government made it, and that's why he's not as like reactive as the other characters. Rob is going to Japan to work for Slusho, which is a drink that has sea nectar from the ocean. The 57th floor, oh my gosh.
Okay, I think just like 2 more up, I think.
59. This is super creepy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Lily, are you barefoot? Girl, tetanus is a thing. I know there's monsters loose, but damn.
Shot? Look, it's a straight shot. We could use, there's pipes there. We could use the air conditioners.
Parkour.
All right, come on, put the camera down. Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't save the world and hold the camera. Cloverfield shows us what we'd choose. This hits the existential crisis of the digital age. Every time something happens, we decide, do I help or do I film?
All right. If this is the last thing you see, that means I died.
Cut! Come on!
Okay.
See, it's all about leaving a record behind. See, don't you think this would be different if it was like traditional coverage? This isn't just shaky cam. Think of it as like a nervous system unraveling in real time. Oh my gosh. I like that we cut right there and we didn't linger on it. By focusing on Rob's desperate attempt to get to Beth, even while everything crumbles, the story prioritizes relational stakes in place of physical ones. And that makes it more human, in my opinion. This set was built on a slant, and actors and crew ended up being so queasy in it that they had to take Dramamine. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's like a fun house.
You get it?
So they finally get to Beth's apartment and kick down the door, but she's unconscious. So how they made this was they made plaster of her chest, and then they screwed her in so that there was a bolt on the back that they screwed into the floor, and then a bolt that screwed onto a chest piece, so it looked like she was being impaled, even though, and there was a cushion so that the actress could rest quite comfortably, even though it looked like she was being impaled off of the floor.
Are you really here?
Yeah, I'm really here.
Oh, you came back for me.
Sorry it took me so long.
Rob's relationship with Beth is the emotional spine of the film. So let's talk about Beth for a second. She's not on screen a huge amount, but her arc is basically holding on to herself as the world collapses. And this is psychologically accurate and narratively rare, especially for female characters in disaster movies.
Bud, put the camera down and help me, okay?
How horrific.
If we all just lift.
Hold on, okay? We got it.
This is so scary. She's begging them not to do it.
1, 2, 3.
They don't save her because it makes sense. They save her because attachment doesn't disappear during emergencies. See, Cloverfield is about that mismatch between scale and emotion. A city is ending, but what devastates us is one person we didn't call back, one conversation we postponed, one truth we assumed we had time for. We always think we have more time. It doesn't matter who's strong or smart. What matters is, who do you want to hold one last time? Who do you want to know you tried? I believe that if you are stabbed or impaled with anything, you should not remove it. It's best to leave it in so that you're not gonna bleed out.
What is that?
It's a terrible thing.
Just a terrible thing. So thankfully we don't spend a ton of time getting out of the apartment, but we do go through the stairwell, and there we encounter a parasite. It really bothers me that he leaves the axe in the parasite. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, something else. Also terrible.
Trivia time. Why don't the characters arm themselves effectively when they have the chance? This is always the point where action movie logic and real life logic get into a fight. Is it because A, they assume weapons won't help? B, they're not trained to think tactically? C, panic narrows decision making? Or D, all of the above? The answer is D. Under stress, humans default to familiarity, not optimization. This film refuses to give us action hero behavior because it would break the illusion of reality. This is great, I feel like, because audiences are exhausted by apocalypse stories where everyone suddenly becomes a Navy SEAL. This generation is hungry for portrayals of emotional survival, not action hero fantasies. Oh my gosh. There's a behind the scenes clip of TJ Miller on the streets of New York asking the people watching them film what they heard that the title of the film is, and they all go, cheese, because the working title for this movie was Cheese, as in cheese for the camera. Working title is a temporary title that film productions use to hopefully avoid spoilers or alerting people of where filming is going on for big productions with secrets like Cloverfield. Working titles are temporary names that are used while the project is being developed. The shaky cam is doing more damage than the monster at this point. Like, sir, get a gimbal. That dude just got leveled. Oh my God. And they finally make it to the chopper right on time. So Lily gets safely loaded in a chopper, and for all we know, she survives. Lily lives, the one who was present and honest. She represents the cost of being emotionally open in a disaster. Lily's arc goes from overwhelmed to grief to grounded endurance. She keeps moving even while terrified. That's the hardest kind of courage. And she's doing it all in heels.
Wait for us! We'll be right behind you!
The most uncomfortable thing I think about Cloverfield is it suggests that the people who survive aren't necessarily the ones who have the best understanding. They're the ones who don't wait for understanding to act. Oh. Notice how pre-monster Rob is avoidant and verbal, and post-monster he's present and quiet. Beth doesn't need reassurance anymore. She needs companionship. They stop trying to be understood and start trying to be together. Oh my gosh. I'm shocked that even landed to take them.
Get him out of here!
What a great effects shot.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh.
Are you guys seeing this right now?
I blame the helicopter pilots for flying so low and so close. Is that a predator? What is that?
Oh my God, they hit it! They hit it right now!
Wow, do you see how it scraped the facade of that building?
Got him! Yeah! That's the shit right there! That's what I'm talking about!
Oh my gosh. So we have a false resolution followed by immediate loss. I feel like this film punishes hope structurally. So for this film, the actors had to like throw their limbs around and their bodies around the helicopter while crew outside rocked it up and down and flickered lights to give it the effects of it crashing. That stillness. Emotional numbness after prolonged fear, so quiet becomes louder than chaos right now.
Target still active. Initiating hammer down.
All right, so the stakes have just been raised without a villain monologue. That is rare. So here we know that our fate is sealed. So if you can hear the sirens, you're in the blast zone. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oof.
All right, listen, we gotta get out of here, okay?
Where are you even gonna go?
Come on, you come back. You're okay. Wait, hold on, wait.
Notice how often we hear something before we see it?
What? Oh!
If he hadn't have gone back for the camera, do you think the monster would have noticed them? Ew. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. HUD filmed everything so he didn't have to feel it. That's ultimately what killed him. Like, yes, it was the monster, but also it was that need to go back for the camera. He wasn't just scared of dying. He was scared of being in it. And so he filmed it. And he never came back. Look at that focus. Notice that eerie silence after and what it feels like when it doesn't matter if anybody's screaming. The atmosphere changes when shock hits, you know? HUD doesn't die because he was filming. He dies because filming became the only way to be present for him. The camera stopped being a tool and started being a hiding place. And in that sense, the lens became a coffin. What if we stopped filming and started choosing differently? I mean, at the end of the day, what does it cost us to press record rather than be present? And what if our need to document history is keeping us from making it? Like, HUD didn't die because he was filming. He died because he thought filming meant he didn't have to feel it. And he died because a monster ate him. You know, that too. All right, so now Rob and Beth are going to this bridge in Central Park, which is where we know that they found the footage.
They're all gone.
Oh my gosh. Keeps filming because it's the only control he has. It's not about documentation, it's about dissociating. We used to say pics or it didn't happen, and now it's like film it or you don't care. But what if your hands are shaking so much because you do? The camera has become our new comfort object as a society. It makes us feel like we're doing something. But I say this knowing that if filming is the only thing that you can do, I get it. And if it's the only thing keeping you from shutting down, I get that too. Just don't let it be the only thing you do.
We gotta get out of here!
This is the moment where the movie is really refusing to turn the chaos into a lesson. There's no moral arc here, just consequence.
There's nowhere to go to!
This is the moment viewers subconsciously understand that no rescue is coming, no explanation will arrive in time, and no meaning will be assigned during the event.
Wait here to find us.
No, we can't.
See, they don't know what to do, and the movie doesn't punish them for that. So now we get sort of a reminder of Blair Witch Project with the snot coming out the nose.
I'm so scared.
This is a movie that listens to fear rather than correcting it. This isn't a tragic ending because they die. It's tragic because it's the moment that Rob finally becomes who Beth needed. and there's no time left. Growth doesn't always arrive in time to save us. Insight doesn't protect us from consequence. Sometimes survival is the only resolution left. I love this. I love that he starts a take and then can't even muster the words. I think that is so real. And then as soon as those sirens come in, it's like, how can I even do this?
I don't know what it is. If you found this tape, I mean, if you're watching this right now, then you probably know more about it than I do.
Isn't that crazy? They never give the monster officially. I think unofficially it's called Clover. But they don't, in the movie, give the monster a name. And that's the point, because fear doesn't need a name to ruin your life. And that amorphous fear is exactly what makes it universal. But the characters yearning for each other, that's what breaks us.
Whatever it is, it killed my brother, Jason Hawkins, it killed my best friend, Hudson Platt, and Marlena Diamond, and many, many others.
Marlena Diamond? I wonder if, was her name a tribute to Marlena and the Diamonds, or did Marlena and the Diamonds take their name from her?
I don't know what to say.
To me, Beth's character especially shows that you can do everything right and still not be spared by circumstance. Unsettles the audience too deeply if we think about it, because it implies that love doesn't guarantee survival. Awareness doesn't guarantee survival. Truth doesn't guarantee survival. And that's something that movies have come to sort of promise us in a way. That's deeply uncomfortable and deeply accurate. But also, emotional truth is never wasted, even when survival isn't guaranteed. This lands because it's not about survival anymore. It's about honesty. And as I said in our Sixth Sense movie sleepover episode, I think that our unfinished conversations survive death just as much. And there's always a reason for speaking your truth.
My name is Elizabeth McIntyre. I don't know why this is happening.
Oh. They're getting these lines, but the script is almost refusing to give them a defining monologue. It's all very fact-based, very little information about how they're feeling. There's no speech about hope, no, we'll get through this, you know. It's less about what's happening and more about what's sinking in, finally.
Robert, get away.
Oh my gosh. I love how the ending refuses spectacle in favor of intimacy. And you'll notice here that rather than like having a huge effects budget, what they did was they had a tight frame on the two actors, and then they basically threw dirt and rocks on top of them as the takes went on.
Look at me, guys, look at me, look at me. I love you.
I love you.
Their intimacy becomes quiet rather than grand at this point. It's the truth arriving too late, but still mattering.
I know what I'm talking about. Come on. Admit it, you are gonna miss me a little bit, right?
Here's how the opening government disclaimer and the final Coney Island glitch are basically doing the same narrative job from opposite ends of the film, and why that circularity is quietly devastating. The disclaimer at the beginning tells us this footage belongs to an institution now. And the Coney Island glitch reminds us that this footage was never meant to belong to anybody but the people in it. Ooh, we are going to make this so much deeper than it needs to be. Here we go. All right, the government disclaimer at the beginning says, this is evidence, right? The footage and the glitches say this was a life. And the film lives in the tension between those two truths. Technically, the Coney Island glitch exists because the tape was reused. From a filmmaking standpoint, that's genius. The most emotionally significant image in the film wasn't planned, wasn't framed as important, and wasn't even noticed by the characters. And that's how memory actually works. The government preserves the tape for evidence, but the tape preserves love by accident.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, yeah, all right, we're almost.
Did you see it fall into the ocean? So if you stop at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 21 seconds, you can see the alien falling into the ocean. The disaster didn't begin with the party, or the explosion, or the Statue of Liberty. It happened off screen while people were living their lives.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Last thing to the king.
I had a good day.
We never get a satisfying resolution, and that's the horror. It ends like a YouTube upload somebody forgot to give an update on, and it mirrors real life. I don't know if it was necessarily their intent when making it, but in my opinion, this isn't a movie. It's a memory that the characters didn't get to edit. Trivia time! What does the final shot of the movie ultimately symbolize? Not a spoiler, just a warning. This movie does not care about your closure. Is it A, the scale of the destruction, B, the monster's origin, C, human intimacy in the face of inevitability, or D, a sequel setup? The answer is C. The film ends not on spectacle, but on closeness. When everything else fails, systems, explanations, survival, what's left is connection. That's the movie's quiet thesis. Cloverfield isn't about a monster at the end of the day. It's about being alive during collapse. And in that sense, we can all relate to it in one way or another. It's about what happens when reality moves faster than meaning. When systems keep functioning even after they stop protecting people. And everyone has to decide who they are without a script to follow. The creature didn't necessarily break the city, it revealed what was already broken, and it kind of broke it. But that's why this film feels prophetic without meaning to be. Truth leaks through fiction, not because anyone planned it necessarily, but because the fear was already there. The instability was already there. The unpreparedness was already there. And unpreparedness isn't a moral failure, it's human. So your takeaways for tonight? This movie isn't asking you to be a hero. It's asking you to be honest, to choose what's real when spectacle fails, to make something honest, to help or feed someone, to say something in the room that nobody else wants to say. Action doesn't have to go viral in order to matter. It just has to be real. Cloverfield was loud not because it wanted attention, but maybe because nobody was really listening yet. History isn't always written by heroes. It's written by whoever survives and keeps the camera going, shaking, terrified, and still loving someone anyway. Meaning may never arrive. People still have to act. But it also leaves us with a warning. We can't keep filming the fire and calling it activism. At some point, somebody has to put the phone down and throw some water. Life teaches us that some stories don't resolve. They don't teach clean lessons. Some experiences don't make sense. They only end. They just survive long enough to be remembered. And that doesn't make them meaningless. This isn't just a movie about a monster. It's a movie about what we grab onto when the world lets go. So my question for you is, now that you've felt all this, what are you gonna do with it? Thank you so much for being here and watching this with me tonight. I had a great time. We're in this together, okay? All right, I'll see you for the next movie sleepover.